Okay, so several weeks ago, God said there was faces coming before me, um, just a handful of young people, and God said, prepare, they're coming back. And I'm like, what? What's coming back? And he said, prepare, they're coming back. So you guys are looking kind of how I was looking, like, what or who is coming back? Those demons, those chains, that bondage that you just recently got free from or delivered from, they're coming back. And the Spirit said, we are so busy celebrating yesterday's testimony that we're not preparing for this sneak attack. And it's coming. I'm an illustrative person. Can I get, let's say 6 people to come up here, and if you're shy, stay in your seat. I just need 6 people to come help me out. It doesn't matter, man, woman, boy, or girl. Hurry, 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 hurry. Okay. So this is what this looks like. Okay, so come over here. Okay. Can we get one more? Okay. Come over here. So there's this game, basketball game. It's going to be basketball. You know I love basketball. Anyway, there's a basketball game. Seconds left. This team, you guys are team 1. Come over here. This team is down by 1 point. We only got seconds left. And they go down here and they make a basket. That's it. That's perfect. Hold that pose. There you go. And they're down here. What would y'all do if your teammates just made like the game-winning basket? They're clapping. Come here, you guys. Come here. Yeah, holding the pose. They're like, yeah, I did that. You know. But then this team, while you're celebrating, head back this way. Fast break, fast break. This team heads back while y'all celebrating. Go ahead and celebrate. Makes an easy basket. Now they win the game because this team was so busy celebrating, they forgot they was in a fight. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's exactly how that looks. Thank you. We are so busy. And yes, you should celebrate when you have breakthroughs. Yes. But we need to be preparing because they're not going to just go away like, oh, they beat me. Okay, let's just roll over here. No, they're coming back. They're coming back strong. They're coming back with a strategy, and you're still celebrating. You're forgetting you're in a fight. And by the time you realize that you're in a fight or that they've came back or that this attack is happening, it's too late. It kind of reminds me of, and I'm going to call my sister-in-law out. I won't call your name. I'm not going to even look at you. Like conversations I have with her, she's always, because of the agency I work for, she is always like questioning me about, like terrorists. I heard this about terrorists, and I heard this about government conspiracy, and I heard this about, the Antichrist. And a lot of the stuff, I'm really, really, like by the time you hear it, it's been so long in the works, it's too late. And a lot of the stuff you're saying, it's true, but by the time you hear it, it's too late. I'm going to give you an example. Everybody's heard of, like, the mark of the beast in the Bible? Everybody go like this. Okay, everybody's heard of that. And you've heard of them saying possibly they'll use chips. They'll put the chips in your hand or in your forehead. You heard that? Have y'all heard that rumor? You young people know what I'm talking about? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Fellas back there, y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay. So by the time you hear about it, it's already here. They already have chips that they use in they start out with pets. They're using them in criminals to kind of monitor behavior. Now imagine this with me. What happens when they go to parents, not necessarily in here, but in the world, and they start using fear tactics? Like, if you put a chip in your baby, if they're ever kidnapped, you'll be able to find them. How many parents you think are going to jump on that bandwagon? Yeah, can you see that happening? Or, because fear, which God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. But because of fear tactics, that's coming. And then if you're putting it in your kids, well, what about us? I love you. You love me. You don't want anything to happen to me. So if you get a chip, then I'll be able to find you if something ever happens to you. Because people are acting out of fear. By time it happens, it's too late. There's nothing you can do. I got an email earlier in the week, and I went ahead and put that in here just so that you'll know. You was inquiring about some surveillance techniques. So I did get it, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. Let me just say real quick, if you're not ready when God calls you, you're in trouble. But if you're still here when the rapture comes and you miss it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, because the word said there's going to be no hiding place. And if you think about it, look on every street corner. You got cameras on every street corner, whether it's in the traffic, on the traffic poles, on store buildings, ATM machines. There's not going to be a hiding place. And one person even said, well, what about if I hide in my house? They have infrared. You can sense your body temperature. You can tell how many people's in the house. And so the email I got was asking about surveillance of sound. They have a laser beam that they use for surveillance. And what it does is, let's say, and I'm not scientific, so I don't really know how it works, but when you speak, it creates like a vibration, and the vibration is in different objects. So let's say it gets in a picture on a wall, that vibration. They can point a laser beam, they can be blocks away, point a laser beam through your window, and it'll feed off that picture, and then that vibration, when it goes back to the receiver, it turns it into an audible sound. So they can hear your conversation miles away. So don't miss the rapture, because there's no hiding place. And if you can't, think about this, if you can't serve God now, when it's free, when you have a choice, you don't have people hunting you, you don't have people they're not taking your credit card bills or statements and seeing what you've purchased. Okay, this one's a believer, they bought a Bible, we're hunting you down. You don't have that right now. If you can't serve God now, if you miss the rapture, it's a wrap. So that was for free. That was for free, you guys. Just don't miss the rapture. But going back to preparing. In order to prepare, would you agree we first have to know what we're fighting against? Would everybody agree with that? Right? Okay. And have you ever heard the saying, knowledge is power? It is. If you haven't heard that, knowledge is power. That's why young people, we're pressing you to get good grades in school and get in your books, because knowledge is power. Once you have that, can't nobody take that from you. Knowledge is power. Okay, so get your pens and paper out. We're going to go back to prepare. They're coming back. What's coming back? The demons, or spirits, they're called demons, and strongholds. And these are two different things. Take notes. Two different things. A stronghold is one, an area of weakness that Satan attacks. It's one. Two, when you open the door and allow him in. Three, through disobedience or sin. So stronghold is that area of weakness that Satan can enter in through because you're being disobedient through sin. Once you open the door, Satan and his spirits begin to control you. That's how they take control of you. Two different things. The spirit that controls you is like the force behind it. It's controlling everything. And then the stronghold would be like the symptom that people see. That's the symptom. They're like little spirits, little demons. Example, an addiction, that's a stronghold. You can see when people are addicted. That's a stronghold. But the spirit controlling that addiction, that's a spirit of bondage. You have self-righteousness. That's just a symptom. Like you see it on people, you're like, something else is there. But if you have self-righteousness or arrogance, that's a spirit. The spirit that's controlling it is pride. Then you have, for instance, like phobias, or people have night terrors. That's just a symptom. That's just the stronghold that's got hold of you. But the spirit controlling that would be fear. And we have to recognize the demonic activity and what strongholds are. There's many different strongholds, but they all have like 4 things in common. The first thing is they're stubborn. They're stubborn. So you can't get them out or break the hold with religious activity. So if you go to a church just for their praise and worship and their dinner buffet afterwards, there's no strongholds being broken there, because they're not broken by religious activity, and it's nothing that you can break by yourself. It's spiritual. So they're stubborn. Number 2, they're irrational. It'll have you doing things that don't make sense, things that are clearly cutting your life, that are killing you, that are destroying your health. They're irrational, like smoking, or just living a risky life. You're doing this stuff and you can't control it, but it's irrational. It's a stronghold. The third thing, they're uncontrollable. So that's what happens is a behavior will start and it becomes a habit. Like you might just do it once or twice. And then that's that area of weakness. You do it once or twice, and before you know it, that behavior becomes a habit. It's got control of you. Now you can't control it if you wanted to. You don't got control anymore, because that spirit is controlling it. Does this make sense? This isn't too... Okay, and saints, I'm going to need prayer, and intercessory prayer is like the strongest weapon against the devil. So I'm feeling the spirits, and saints, I'm going to need you to intercede and pray while I'm giving this message. Pray with me. The fourth thing is that these strongholds are counterproductive. So, for instance, this is how they trick you. You'll think you're doing it for good. For instance, you'll think you're doing it so you can sleep better, or just to relieve the stress. And then it ends up controlling you. It's counterproductive. You think you're doing it for good, but it's really working against you. All strongholds have that in common. Now let's look at the spirits. Everybody has a spirit. Everybody has a spirit. We're body, soul, and spirit. So either you have the Holy Spirit living in you, or you have a demonic spirit living in you. It's one or the other, right? If everybody got a spirit, one's holy, one's not. If you don't got the Holy Spirit, what you got living in you? It's not rocket science. Okay? The Holy Spirit, let's look at the hierarchy first. You have Satan, and people are always like, Satan's doing this, Satan's doing this. He's not worried. Satan's not spending no time with you. You don't got no prayer life or nothing. You're not even on, he wouldn't spend his time messing with you. You're not important enough. Because you have Satan, and then you have his generals, and these are kind of like high-ranking spirits, and they're called strongmen spirits. So these general spirits, or these high-ranking spirits, they can control like geographical areas, because this is in the spiritual realm. They can control churches. They can control family, like generations. That's why you see like maybe like alcoholism passing from generation to generation, sexual abuse passing from generation to generation, because you have this general strongman spirit that's controlling that. Okay, so then under the strong man, you have demons or little spirits, and they work in the earthly realm. And they're the ones that's trying to destroy you and frustrate you and stop your spiritual growth. But this strong man is just controlling it all. Okay.